to open our eyes and ears that we may see the face of Christ and hear his voice in our midst. For 28 years, Jesuit Communications has been promoting the Catholic faith and serving the nation through both traditional and new media. Hear us tackle national issues in light of Christian values on Usapang Kapatid, Pasakalye, and Radio Veritas. Watch our uplifting reflections on Kapet Pandasal and The Word Exposed, as well as our acclaimed TV specials. Listen to the inspiring and soothing music of Jesuit Music Ministry's original artists as you read our spiritually enriching books. To learn more about JustCom's mission of evangelization and education, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, justcom.ph. To give a face to the faceless and a voice to the voiceless, that we may recognize Christ in them and hear his story in theirs.
Lamig, init, ulan, hangin, kumakalingang kalikasan. Ating alagaan at ingatan. Kumusta na ang ating kalikasan? Pag-usapan natin ang kalagayan ng mundo at kung paano tayo makatutulong sa pagkalinga sa ating tahanan. Kasama sina Father J.M. Manzano ng Kapisanan ni Jesus at si Dr. Abel Shovi Rotor. Ito ang Tatakalikasan sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
To listen to music that uplifts the soul, follow JustCom PH on Spotify and JustCom Music on YouTube. Our music is also available on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Tara na't simulan ng inyong umaga sa mga magagandang refleksyon tungkol sa ating buhay at pananampalataya. Kasama sina Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Father J. Boy Gonzales at Father Nono Alfonso ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, Father Cali Llamado ng Manila Cathedral at Binibining Risa Singson Kaupeng ng Light of Jesus Community dito sa Kapet Pandasal sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Kaya yan ng Diyos. Ito po si Father Cali ng Manila Cathedral. Halina po at magkapet pandasal. Sino ba ang kumikilos tuwing tayo'y nagdarasal? Tinuturo sa atin ni Jesus na bagaman dapat masigasig tayo sa panalangin, ay hindi lamang tayo ang kumikilos, kundi Diyos ang kumikilos tuwing nagdarasal tayo. Kaya nga sabi ni Jesus sa Ebanghelyo, humihingi lang tayo, pero Diyos ang nagbibigay. Humahanap lamang tayo, pero Diyos ang nagkakaloob. Kumakatok lamang tayo, pero Diyos ang nagbubukas. Ang pananalangin ay hindi tungkol sa kung ano ang kaya nating gawin, kundi kung ano ang kayang gawin ng Diyos. Isang mahalagang bahagi ng Kwaresma ay pagdarasal. Marami sa atin ang magdedebosyon, magpapabasa, magpipilgrimage, at iba pang gawain ng panalangin. Pero tandaan sana natin na hindi ito tungkol sa kaya mong gawin para sa Diyos, kundi ito ay tungkol sa pananalig mo sa kaya niyang gawin para sa iyo. O Diyos, nananalig ako sa kaya mong gawin para sa buhay ko. Amen.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas
radyo, katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayon, tulong at tulog, lipat na Blue Eagle, kalingiting nagigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, katipunan.
Lamig, init, ulan, hangin, kumakalingang kalikasan. Ating alagaan at ingatan. Kumusta na ang ating kalikasan? Pag-usapan natin ang kalagayan ng mundo at kung paano tayo makatutulong sa pagkalinga sa ating tahanan. Kasama sina Father J.M. Manzano ng Kapisanan ni Jesus at si Dr. Abercio V. Rotor. Ito ang Tatakalikasan sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
At naririto po muli sa ating bagong episode ng Tatakalikasan. At bago po tayo magsimula ay mag-alay lang po tayo ng panalangin, maikling panalangin. Babasahin ko po yung isang CP, isang parte lang ng Laudato Si, Praise be to you, yung the Canticle of Saint Francis of Assisi. Sa ngalan ng Ama at ng Anak at ng Espiritu Santo. Amen. Sa iyong kapurihan at kaluwalhatian, pagpapalat dangal, karangalang ito'y tanging sa iyo lang kataas-taasan, at walang sino mang marapat sumambit ng iyong pangalan. Purihin ka poon kasama ng lahat ng iyong nilalang, lalong-lalo na po sa kay Kuya Araw, siya naming tanglaw, sa kanyang kariktan, kaming nilikhamoy naliliwanagan, nakabibighani at nagliliwayway, may dakilang kinang, at ikaw, o poong kataas-taasan, ang nilalarawan. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, ng Espiritu Santo. Amen. Magtaka, magmasid, mag-isip. May utak ang kalikasan. Katipunang tahanan, katipunang tatak kalikasan. Radyo, tatak. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Father J.M. Manzano ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, at kasama ko po Doc, naka-mute po kayo. Doc Abe, naka-mute. Naka-mute po kayo. I-unmute niyo lang po.
Okay.
Ayun.
Gandang umaga sa lahat. Ganon din kay Sir Justin, Sir Rio, at lahat mga listeners na. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat.
At kami po ni Doc Abe ay meron na naman pong bagong handog para sa inyo na sumusubaybay po sa ating programang Tatakalikasan. At palaging mga aral na pwede nating mapulutan, no? Yung aming handog po sa inyo. No? So maraming salamat kay Doc Abe kasi siya talaga yung nagbibigay ng mga pwedeng mapag-usapan natin dito, at ako naman dito yung magbibigay ng mga pagpapalalim, no, sa larangan ng spirituality, kumbaga, no. So spirituality. Okay, Doc Abe, pwede na po nating
Father JM, mag-summarize na natin yung nakaraan na episode in a very, very short time. Itong coming from Sunday, huwag naman gamitin yung young leaves, lalo kung papatayin yung buong halaman, lalo yung nyug. Second, fasting is cleansing. It helps the body stop accumulation of unwanted substances like cholesterol and allows the body to eliminate toxic materials. Ikatlo, yung ginagawa nyo, Padre Clem, reflection and retreat ay therapy. It helps the mind, body, and spirit to release tension and do away with the effects of stress. Number 4, abstinence gives chance to animals during the off-season in preparation for their breeding time. And then number 6, ancient religious practices that can help in conserving the environment ay pwede natin pag-aralan at sundin. And then next one is don't walk on your knees, a form of penitence. Masisira yung knee joint and knee cup. Then in relation to that, avoid self-inflicting of wounds like imitating the scourging of the pillar or magpapakot tayo sa cross. Then lastly is kissing and touching the dead is discouraged. Diseases like COVID-19, Ebola, SARS ay na pwedeng makahawa ito. So ito yung ating summary, Father JM. Before we go to our next lesson, lesson for this third episode, the title is The Mystery Child.
Ayan po. No? So batiin po muli natin ang lahat ng ating mga taga-subaybay na imbag nga bigat sa mga taga Ilocos kasi si Doc Abe ay naroroon siya sa San Vicente, Ilocos Sur ngayon. So he is being live streamed from San Vicente, Ilocos Sur.
Yes, this is 2 kilometers west of Bigan, and the church in San Vicente has been declared as a shrine recently. And San Vicente has been declared under the Public Act as the Heritage Zone of the North. Kaya malaking privilege and honor sa hindi lang sa amin but to all of us. Father JM, simulan na natin yung Mystery Child.
Okay.
There was a workshop for adults. Itong adults ay yung inatenan natin na workshops, yung training, but this one is village-based. And the instructor asked the participants to draw on the board a beautiful house. Beautiful house, Father JM. And sometimes this beautiful house is the dream house of every family. Dream house of every person who is aspiring to have a home and a family. And it was, of course, an easy exercise sa isip ng mga participants. Parang nangungopia lang sila ng model or nire-recall lang nila yung experience nila sa memory. So the participants form a queue, single line, to the blackboard. And with a chalk, isusulat nila one line or two lines, then the next one follows, then the next one, until the whole queue has given its part to draw a beautiful house. So yung una, yung drawing nila roof, floor, then followed by walls, windows, In the second round, the participants added garage. Ito may kotse na siguro. May porch, may veranda, may staircase. Aba, yung susunod, Father JM, nilagyan pa nila ng swimming pool. Yung iba, meron pang playground. And finally, when the drawing was completed and the participants returned to their seats to discuss what make a dream house, and a lively sharing session followed. And everyone was happy with the outcome, and none was happier than the teacher himself, who learned this exercise in an international forum. Now it works. How it works on the village level. Sabi nila, pwede rin kahit saan. Just then, a child was passing by and peeped through the open door. Nung pumasok yung bata, he saw the drawing on the blackboard. Yung drawing ng bahay. And tinignan niyang matagal. Tinititigan niya yung drawing ng beautiful house on the board. And the teacher approached him, and the participants turned to see the unexpected visitor. He is a beautiful child, Father Jem. Ang must be mga 10, mga 11 years old, maybe younger. No? Pero he was a beautiful looking child. And then, tinanong nila, anong nakikita niya sa board? Sabi ng bata, saan ang mga kapitbahay? There are no neighbors of the beautiful house. Para Jem, nakakita ka na ba ng magandang bahay na walang kapitbahay?
Imposible. No? Katulad yan, Doc Abe, no? Napakaganda ang inyong kwento po. Itong yan po yung tinatawag namin sa larangan po ng pagbibigay ng retreat, no? It's a contemplation, isang pagpasok sa isang konteksto, no? A composition of place. Ito, mga tao na gumuhit ng isang tahanan, pero mayroong kulang doon sa ginuhit nila na tahanan, at ang nakapansin sa kakulangang ito ay isang bata. No? Isang bata. At ang kulang na ito ay yung mga kapitbahay. Doc Abe, parang yung isang landscape, di ba? Tapos merong puno doon sa gitna pero walang background, walang landscape.
Walang kapitbahay.
Oo.
Palasyo. Parang magandang bahay. Pero pag tignan mo, ang kapaligiran, walang katabing bahay. So, walang mga batang naglalaro. Wala yung mga kasiyahan. Wala yung pagtutulungan. At nag-iisip yung mga participants, tama siguro yung bata, walang kapitbahay. At then, nawala bigla yung bata. And then, in another workshop, Father JM, ganun din mga adult leaders. Meron silang workshop. Sa hindi malayong community, village level din. This time, the participants made a queue, single line, to the blackboard. At meron silang chalk. Alam mong dodrawingin nila, aerial view of a community, ideal community. Sabi kasi ng teacher, if you were to live in a community, how would you envision an ideal community? Aba, Father JM, meron naglagay ng plaza, may naglagay ng church, school, village hall, and then network of roads and bridges. But di buo na yung community. May palengke, may mall pa. And then, what else constitute a community? Nilagyan nila ng mga high-rise buildings, no? Nilagyan nila ng theater. Nilagyan nila ng mga iba pang mga nakikita natin sa magandang exclusive community. And then, nilagyan ng teacher, sinulat niya, huwag erasin ito, save for discussion. Just then, a child was passing by. Bukas yung pintuan So, dumiretso siya sa may blackboard. Tanong ng teacher, ano mang nakikita mo sa blackboard? Sabi ng bata, saan ang mga punong kahoy? Saan yung mga ibon? Saan yung bundok? Yung pasture? Saan yung mga hayop on the pasture? Saan yung river? Saan ang pond? Tapos sabi ng mga participant, oo nga pala, no? But they forgot all about the child. In short, the child just disappeared or hindi nila napansin na wala na yung bata. And Father JM, it took several days na hindi nila binigyan importansya kung sino yung bata na yan. And then finally, they started looking for the child. Kahit saan-saan sila nagpupunta. Sino kaya yan, Father JM? Bakit hindi na nahanap?
It's a mystery. So, ito yung misteryoso, no? Misteryoso dito sa kwento ni Doc Abe. Kasi merong mga nakakakita ng isang bahagi, pero meron ding isang misteryosong bata na mas nakakakita doon sa mga mahalagang bahagi. At sige, Doc Abe, pagpatuloy mo.
Yung child na una, palagay ko, is the same child sa ikalawa workshop. Kasi yung unang child, nakita niya, what a beautiful house talaga. Ang problema, walang kapitbahay. So, doon na po na napansin ng visitor na bata. Yung ikalawa, nakita niya yung sa blackboard, yung aerial view of an ideal community. May kumpleto yan You know, you have a network of roads and bridges and homes and market and school and church. Pero nung pumasok yung bata, tinignan niya, anong nakikita mong sa blackboard, sabi ng teacher? Saan ang mga punong kahoy? Saan yung mga ibon na pumakanta? Saan yung pond na doon nag-splash yung isda? Saan ang river that could make a beautiful sound as it flows? Saan ang bundok? Saan ang pasture? O nga pala, no? Sabi ng mga participants. But they forgot all about it. It took several days for them to start looking for the beautiful child. At hindi nila nahanap. Not in the poblacion, not in the neighboring villages. And no one knew who that child was. And so this is the puzzle, mga mahal natin na listeners. Sino yung magandang bata sa inyong palagay?
Ayan, pwedeng magandang katanungan na pwedeng ibato natin sa ating mga listeners, Doc Abe, no? Sino kaya itong batang ito?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they can call up Father JM?
Oo. I-message lang tayo.
I-message lang.
I-message lang tayo.
Who is that child who said, but there are no neighbors? And that child, probably the same child who said, But there are no trees, no mountains, no stream, no ponds, no birds singing, and animals grazing on the pasture. Sino yung child na yan?
Ayan. So, Doc Abe, no, naalala ko kasi ang dami ko ng mga pamangkin, kahit hindi ako nag-asawa kasi nga pare naman po ako, no. Dahil 6 po yung aking mga kapatid, no. So, maraming mga pamangkin at meron ako mga karanasan katulad ng kwento nyo, Doc Abe, na kung saan ako namamangha, no? Nagtataka kasi mayroong mga bagay-bagay pala na sa mata ng isang bata, matingkad na matingkad. Pero sa aking mata, kahit alam ko na napakalayo na yung aking mga naging karanasan sa buhay, pero may mga bagay pala na bulag na ako at nakikita lamang sa mata ng isang bata.
Kung nabasa ninyo yung The Little Prince by Anton de Saint-Exupéry, tungkol sa isang piloto, nag-crash landing sa Sahara Desert. Nag-isa siya. And he thought that he was alone. Biglang lumabas yung Little Prince. Just like the child in our story. If you remember, and if you recall, yung last part ng story, the pilot was parang hindi niya matanggap na meron bata sa buhay niya until finally naging hindi lang magkaibigan sila and they love each other. But ultimately at the end, the pilot had to go back to his word. And the little prince said to go back to his own word. But what a beautiful meeting and parting. Yan ba ay may kahulugan dito sa istorya? Bakit hindi nila nahanap yung bata? Sabihin na lang natin ang Father JM. Unless meron nang nag-text sa atin.
Wala pa.
Okay. So, ito yung analysis ng mga nakabasa nito. That child is the inner child in us. Lalabas lang yan if we need him. Limbawa, nasa grave danger ka. Or you are sick and you know that you are not going to live long. And you make promises, pag mabuhay ako, magpakabait ako, bigyan ninyo ako ng chance, our prayer. I will be very kind to my family. I'll be kind to my neighbors. I will do my best. Mag-aral ako mabuti. Makatapos ako ng course katulad ng pangarap ng aking magulang. And when you are lost and you don't know where to go, you can see that inside you is a person who is telling you, no, you take this way, then you will not be lost. There is an inner voice. So, according to Anton de Saint-Exupéry, in his novel, when you interpret in relation to this child in our story, the little prince is you, the inside you, the better you, the person in you na matagal mo nang hindi pinapansin. Sometimes you say, saka na, matagal pa naman, yan ko na lang gagawin. O malit lang naman ito, hindi naman siguro nakaw ito. Or hindi niya mapapansin yan, marami naman kaibigan. Ginawa naman nito at pero hindi maganda. Gagawin ko yung tama. That is the little child. Now, questions. If they did not see, they did not realize who that little child is. Itong participants ng workshop, did they change? Did they change? Did they absorb some values? O kaya workshop, pero after the workshop, wala lang. And that is a challenge to all of us. The little child is the child in us. It is the better person in us. Visit this inner person, and you will find that life is worth living. You will be happier. You will enjoy the many gifts of life with your family, with your community. So
Alam mo,
that,
Doc, kasalukuyan akong nagbibigay ng 30-day retreat ngayon. No? So, 30 araw ng pananahimik at araw-araw para sa mga hindi pamilyar kung ano nga ba ang isang retreat. No? Ang isang retreat ay pananahimik. So that's why it's called silent retreat. Some come to our place here in Sacred Heart for 3 days at least, no? Or 5 days, 8 days. At ang pinakamahaba po ay 30 day, isang buwan. No? At walang ibang kakausapin ang isang retreatant maliban lang doon sa kanyang retreat giver. So ako lang at saka yung aking retreatant yung nag-uusap isang oras, no? 45 to an hour each day pag-uusapan namin. At alam mo, Doc Abby, yung napakagandang proseso madalas na aking ginagamit ay yung inner child dialogue. No? This inner child dialogue na kung saan mababalik tanaw natin yung mga karanasan noong lalong-lalo na noong tayo ay bata pa. No? Yun yung tinatawag na inner child. At meron ang bawat isa sa atin yan. Ang aking imahe dito, Doc Abe, ay yung caterpillar. No? The caterpillar that continues to be present even within the butterfly. There's that caterpillar, no? Eternal caterpillar that lives on in each butterfly. No? Kasi, we are indebted to this inner child. The butterfly is indebted to this caterpillar. Kung wala yung caterpillar, there will be no butterfly. Kung hindi ginawa ng inner child yung dapat niyang gawin as a child, no? To feel awe and wonder, for example, at creation. No? Yun naman yung mga kaligayahan ng isang bata, no? Those were the times, if we can go back to that time period in our life when we were still children, no? And there's just so much that we could draw. Kaya sa aking mga retreatants, kapag mangangailangan ng healing, halimbawa, healing, no, about a particular woundedness, no, and almost always I would guide my retreatant to go back to one's own inner child once again, and even to talk to one's own inner child. Kaya nga inner child dialogue siya. Pero sa konteksto ng pagdadasal, no? Nandoon na, present na ang Panginoon, no? In that particular inner child dialogue. And sa aking maging mga naging karanasan na, Doc Abby, no? Napakagandang karanasan, no? Ang mga nangyayari na pagkatapos.
Yes, Father Jen. So the first great lesson in life is, but there are no neighbors. Now, how many of us really don't have neighbors. You may have neighbors physically, but internally, we don't have neighbors. How many would put up a beautiful house, multi-million, but his home is not related with other homes? It's just an island in itself. There is no connectedness with other homes. So that is the first. Mga mahal natin na listeners, please remember that there is always that little child in us that tells us in a question, in an exclamation, but there are no neighbors. And then the second is that exodus to the city. We say, we go to the city. Let's make our town a city. And so there are many cities in the world. There are more cities than capital towns today because the capital towns are converted into cities. So you detach the mountain, you detach the valley, you detach the field, you detach the caterpillar becoming butterfly. You don't hear anymore the song of birds, but the roar of vehicles. You see, you don't see the migration of birds anymore. But what do you see? You see jet planes moving continuously across the sky. And so the second great lesson is that there are no valleys, there are no rivers and ponds and fields. There are no birds singing, there are no trees around. That is a big lesson for us. The first one is be a neighbor. You are not only at the central role, you must be connected with some kind of relationship that is united and harmonious. And the second is a community must be one with nature. A community cannot exist without nature. If you put up a community without nature, then you are living within four walls. And many of us are living within four walls in the cities. Are we happy with that? I guess not. And at the end, look for that little child. The one who is lost is not the little child. You are the one who is lost because you cannot see that little child. And yet it is within you. It is within you. It appears now and then, only that you do not give chance to be visible in your mind, in your spirit, in your heart. So this is a lesson of the mystery child. And if you have found that little child, change the title of this story. My little child, instead of mystery child. Let's adapt. Let's adapt. Each one of us must adapt that little child in us.
Doc Abe, may mga lugar na kung saan sa kanilang development, no, site development plans, no? And I'm so happy, no, each time may nakikita akong ganito na sinasama nila yung mga wide spaces, no? And in other countries, no? In other countries, talagang they try to put there, no? They do not fill it with concrete buildings, no? With concrete
Yes.
structures, everything, but they balance it with greeneries, with trees,
Yes.
with open spaces, and open spaces that are not walled, that are not enclosed in walls, but these are shared spaces.
Yes.
Oo. So,
These are natural parks,
mm-mm,
playgrounds.
mm-mm,
And
mm-mm.
yung iba, instead of putting skyway, tinatanggal nila ang skyway and then they skirt the location. Parang hindi tatama within the central part of the city. And you see, by replanning and redesigning the city, the community, with the concept of that little child, you solve the problems of pollution in the air, pollution in water, pollution on land. You diffuse overcrowding. You solve problems of housing and then unemployment and all of those. Why? Because you are building a community with nature. With nature. You don't actually need the air conditioning. All you need is to have trees around and put up your house within a certain lot. You do your gardening. You raise some ornamentals and vegetables and all of those. You see, our lesson touches on all of these programs that we have been talking about, on how to solve the current problems, economic and social problems. This may be a little solution for the jam, but you start with a seed. Remember, the mustard seed will become a big, big tree, and that tree becomes an ecological system in itself.
Doon sa mystery child that we now have called as my inner child, no? My inner child. So Doc Abe, no, sinasabi natin dito na bawat isa sa atin ay pinagkalooban ng inner child na ito, ng isang bata na meron pang kakayahan para makita kung ano nga ba talaga yung tunay na kagandahan sa kapaligiran, no?
Yes.
Yung kagandahan na kasama ang kalikasan, its integral ecology na sa kasamaang palad ay naisasantabi na, no?
Yes.
Because it's naisasantabi na in the name of growth and development.
Yes.
Kaya ito yung nabanggit ko noong nakarang episode, no? Development, but we have to question that. Is this development really sustainable development? Yung isang development na makaka-sustain sa atin, o yung bang magkakaroon pa tayo ng a next generation after our current generation, no? Kasi kung ang development, Doc Abe, di ba, para sa generation na lamang na ito, then it's not sustainable.
Yes, Father Jem. Meron pa tayong ilan minutes, Father Jem. Meron tayong trivia dito. Baka natin makuha.
Okay.
Yes, may trivia dito. By the way, you can source this article, Tatakalikasan, the Mystery Child, 2 Great Lessons in Life. And then may trivia. The title is, I Cannot Feel Computer. So ang nagsabi is the computer. I cannot feel. You know, here is a story of a computer enthusiast who, like the modern student of today, relies greatly on this computer gadget, doing schoolwork so conveniently, like downloading data for his assignment. So one day he worked on his assigned topic. Alam niyo yung topic, Father Jem? Love. So, pumunta dun sa computer and he printed the word L-O-V-E. And you know, pronto, the computer came up with 100 definitions in different languages what love is. Galing, ano? That's how efficient the computer is. Just imagine you don't need a dictionary anymore. Kagad, nandyan. Then remembering his teacher's instruction to us, how does it feel to be in love? Wow, gandang tanong yan, Father Jem. How does it feel to be in love? And again, he set the computer to respond. Ang computer, hindi nag-respond. Inulit niya, how does it feel to be in love? Inulit niya, nag-overheat na yung computer. After several attempts, the computer printed on its screen in large letters, "I cannot feel." So
Wow.
is the one that we are talking to, dealing with hours and hours and hours, day and night. It's a computer which cannot feel. You know, when you talk to a person, the feeling is there and it's mutual. And you create some kind of unity and harmony. But when you are with the computer, how does it feel to be in love? The computer, after several attempts, just printed, "I cannot feel." Hindi pa niya sinabi, "Sorry, I cannot feel." Why? Because he cannot feel sorry. It just placed there, "I cannot feel." You see, our modern world has lost much of its senses. Katulad yung original, The Mystery Child. The sensitivity has been lost. Even if how many workshops ang inaatanan mo, sometimes diploma, certificates, ilalagay mo sa wall. Nag-training ka na ganito, workshop ka ng ganito, nag-specialize ka ng ganito. But you did not find the little child. Here, you are talking to the cell phone. You're talking with a gadget. It's in your pocket. You cannot, it is now man's best friend is the pocket computer. It's no longer an animal. That is man's best friend. It is a gadget. And look, at the end, the computer said, "I cannot feel." And yet, night and day, you can see kids starting with 3 years, 4 years in their grades, high school, computer, computer, computer. And they're dealing with something that cannot feel. This is a crisis in postmodern times.
Doc Abe, baka sabihin nila ano kasi nga itong platform natin ay gumagamit ng computer ano, hindi naman natin sinasabi na isantabi na ang computer. Pero napakagandang palaisipan nito Doc Abe kasi pwede nating sabihin din na ang inner child na ito, itong mystery child ay ito yung diwa, ito yung kaluluwa ng mga bagay-bagay, no?
Yes.
At ang computer halimbawa, no? Yun, mapapakinabangan natin atong mga teknolohiyang ito. Pero wag sana nating makakalimutan. Wag nating kakalimutan na ang lahat ng ito ay nagsisimula, umuusbong sa diwa ng isang tao, no? At sa kaluluwa, no? Sa puso, sa sa kaloob-looban, no? At na maano din, mapakinggan pa rin natin yun, yung bahaging iyon. Kasi nga, ang pwedeng mangyari, Doc Abe, di ba? Ito yon yung napaka masaklap. Magiging katulad na tayo ng computer.
Yes, the computer can provide facts. They can provide information. In fact, it is the computer that brought about explosion in information. And at the same time, it brought pollution in information. Today, it is very difficult to divide the good and the bad from the news and the things in the computer. So there is a new kind of literacy, and that literacy with the computer is your ability now to separate the grains from the chaff, so to speak. That's why when you get something from the computer, you must use that literacy, what is good and what is bad, what is correct and what is not. And this is very important. It's the other side of technology. The other side of technology is dangerous. It's not only bad, but it is dangerous especially to children who have yet to develop that ability to discern what is good and what is evil, to know what is true and what is not. So this is a big responsibility, Father Jim, for us who are managing the computer systems of the world. This is a big challenge. It's not only our ability to convey information, to put together this information and put them online through education, commerce, etc., but it is our responsibility to educate the users of the computer system.
Doc Abe, no? I think marami sa ating mga taga-subaybay ay may mga anak. Ako, I will speak in that same experience, pero para sa aking mga pamangkin. Alam niyo, Doc Abe, naalala ko yung isang halimbawa, no? Napaka personal ito, no? Sa noong mga 2 years old pa lang yung pamangkin kong ito, no? So pumunta ako sa bumisita sa kanila, sa kanilang bahay, at na-late ako. Sabi ko magla-lunch ako diyan sa inyong bahay. Magla-lunch ako. Pero dumating ako alauna na. Alam mo ba, Doc Abe, yung
Yeah.
napakagandang pangyayari, kahit alauna na, kahit pinipilit ng aking kapatid na pakainin na itong pamangkin kong ito, pero sabi ng aking pamangkin, ayaw ko po munang kumain kasi hinihintay ko si Tito.
Yeah.
Hinihintay ko si Tito, no? So this child, just like yung first story, no? The first story na where are the neighbors? Where are the neighbors? Where is the uncle? Where are my parents?
Yeah.
Where are my friends? No? I will not eat until I have my uncle with me here and now. No? So yun, that stayed with me. No? Until this very day. Tapos naalala ko, Tito, noong pagdating na ako doon sa bahay ng aking kapatid, yinakap ako ng aking pamangkin ng mahigpit na mahigpit. And that is electrifying embrace. That's an electrifying embrace. I can still vividly remember now. So that was when he was 2 years old. Pero alam mo ba, Doc Abe, ito,
Yeah.
lumaki yung bata, lumaki ng aking pamangkin, no? 10 years old. Pero pagdating ko sa bahay ng aking kapatid, wala nang yakap. Kasi nakatutok na doon sa cellphone. Nakatutok na doon sa computer. The inner child is gone so early in the life of a 10-year-old.
He became a machine.
Yeah.
Computer.
Kaya ito yung panawagan natin, no, sa mga mayroong alaga sa mga magulang, no? Seize control over the use of all of these technologies, no? Na wag mapapabayaan yung social life ng isang bata.
Yeah.
Yung social life. Napaka-importante, napakahalaga.
Yes. And for the second case, if you want to live in a community, be close to nature, be part of nature. You help nature in its housekeeping, protect her. And I think the term community is not only a community of buildings, it's a community with nature.
Ayun. So the two great lessons, Doc Abe, no? So the social life, no? No to, yeah, the first one, yeah, the social life, no?
The child, we change it, the little child in me. And the second is, which is trivia, I cannot feel, says the computer. And therefore, our message is, wag naman labis ang paggamit ng computer, lalo-lalo sa mga bata. Mga parents, please, i-guide ninyo yung mga bata as they grow up and make use of the computer properly because the intention of the computer is genuine. It is good. The question is, it is abuse. Alisin natin yung excess, yung abuse in the use of computers.
At kailangan din ng tulong na political, structural dito, Doc Abe, no? Kasi isang halimbawa sa China, ito yung maganda sa mga bansang katulad ng China kasi may control ang gobyerno, no? Hindi nila hahayaan na malulong ang mga bata, no, sa China sa mahabang panahon sa harapan ng computer, no?
Yes.
Yes, mayroong protection ng mga bata, no? Ilang oras lang sa isang araw and beyond that, no more.
No more. Talagang wala lang program. Yung mismong channel, close.
Lalo na sa mga video games, no? Very addictive ang mga video games. So, ewan ko kung ano yung paraan ng China para ma-monitor ang lahat-lahat ng ito, no? Ang galing lang talaga. Oo. Ang galing lang talaga na mayroong ganyang control ang isang bansa katulad ng China.
Yes.
Sana meron din tayong ganyan, ano? Ewan ko kung matutuwa ang mga kabataan kapag magkaroon tayo ng ganyan na control, no?
They will realize, Father Jem, they will realize ultimately, we usually say, yung resistance, pag na-break na yan, masunurin naman mga bata. And I still believe in the youth as the future of our society. So, mga mahal natin na listeners, hindi lang yung nakinig kayo sa lessons na binigay namin sa inyo. It's really an assignment, a functional assignment. Gawin nyo, sundin ninyo, dagdagan ninyo kung kulang pa yung sabi namin ni Father Jem. Basta, the multiplier effect is enhanced. Touch other people, especially with your family, with your community. This is the essence of communication, the multiplier effect.
So pwede nyo pong bisitahin yung blog ni Doc Abe, so avrotor.blogspot.com, no? Marami po siyang mga nailimbag doon na mga turo, no, patungkol sa ating programang Tatakalikasan. At ako din po, meron din po akong blog na mapupuntahan ninyo sa laudatosi.dev. So laudatosi, one word, .dev. At doon ay meron akong mga posts na pwede nyong mapanginabangan at lalong-lalo na sa mga teachers din, no, pwedeng gamitin ito din sa inyong mga estudyante para sa kanilang pagmumuni-muni, no, para mabalikan muli, no, mabalikan muli yung kakayahan na kilatisin at mapagmasdan yung kagandahan ng kapaligiran. So, Doc Abe, no?
Yes, Father Jem, it's already time. Pasalamat na naman tayo.
Oo, sa mga pasalamat.
At saka to you and buong staff and head of our station. Maraming salamat. Lalo-lalo sa inyo, mga listeners.
Ito pa lang yung ating pangatlong episode at marami yung sumubaybay doon sa una nating naging episodes. So maraming salamat po at sa pagsisikapan po naming pagbutihin yung mga topics, yung mga aral na gusto naming ihandog po para sa inyo. Ipagdasal nyo din po kami. At hindi lamang po kami, si Justin at saka si Teo, na tumutulong sa aming programa at si Tita Cecil, no, na
si Marlo,
si Marlo, ang anak ni Doc Abe.
Iba yung background natin, siyang nag-prepare nito, si mural.
Sige. Okay, so dito na tayo magtatapos. Maraming salamat. Magtaka, magmasid, mag-isip. May utak ang kalikasan. Katipunang tahanan. Katipunang tatak kalikasan. Radyo, tatak.
Lamig, init, ulan, hangin, kumakalingang kalikasan. Ating alagaan at ingatan. Kumusta na ang ating kalikasan? Pag-usapan natin ang kalagayan ng mundo at kung paano tayo makatutulong sa pagkalinga sa ating tahanan. Kasama sina Father J.M. Manzano ng Kapisanan ni Jesus at si Dr. Abel Shovi Rotor. Ito ang Tatakalikasan sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.